This video is brought to you by Creative Set Plays, your go-to destination for everything set plays. Visit our website to discover professional set play insights.
Football, we all know the margins are just razor thin. So today, we're going to break down two new hyper-specialized roles that are changing the game from the sidelines: the set play coach and the set play analyst. So, here's the big question, right? In a sport where literally the smallest detail can decide a championship, how are these two roles making such a massive impact? What's their secret? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. They focus on mastering the game's most crucial moments, set plays. We're talking about corners, free kicks, even throw-ins. You know, these moments used to be left to chance, but now they've become an absolute strategic goldmine. And this focus has sparked a full-blown set play revolution. Yeah, the days of a general assistant coach just sketching out a few ideas are long gone. The modern game demands a totally new level of precision. And you're seeing it everywhere. The biggest clubs in the world, we're talking Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle, Chelsea, they are all investing heavily in these dedicated set play specialists. Look, this isn't just some trend. It's a fundamental change in how the game is approached. Set plays are now treated as a discipline in their own right, and that requires data, strategy, and expert delivery. So to really get our heads around how this works, we need a simple analogy. Just think of it as the difference between an architect and a builder. Both are absolutely essential to creating a masterpiece, but their roles are completely distinct. It basically breaks down like this. The analyst is the architect. They're the one who's deep in the data, identifying weaknesses and designing the blueprint for success. And then you have the coach. The coach is the builder, who takes that blueprint and brings it to life on the training pitch, working hands-on with the players. Now, the analyst role goes incredibly deep. I mean, they aren't just looking at basic stats. They are data interpreters. They're spotting global trends, and they're providing crucial feedback. They are building the entire analytical foundation for every single set play strategy. And then, on the other side, you've got the coach, who takes all that rich analysis and makes it real. They're the translators, turning complex data into simple, effective on-pitch instructions. They design the routines, they position the players, and ultimately, they are the ones responsible for the execution. When you look at the core differences, you can really see their unique expertise. The coach needs that high-level coaching background, you know, a UFAA license and tons of experience with elite players. The analyst, on the other hand, needs to be a wizard with statistics, data visualization, and performance software. So one is focused on practical implementation, the other on data interpretation. They're really two sides of the same strategic coin. So how do these two distinct experts actually work together? Well, the process is where the magic happens. It's how they turn insights from a spreadsheet into actual goals on the pitch. It's this cool four-step workflow. First, the analyst identifies a pattern. Let's say an opponent is really vulnerable to in-swinging corners because their zonal marking leaves the back post wide open. Second, they translate this into a clear, actionable insight for the coach. Third, the coach implements this by designing a specific drill with targeted runs to exploit that exact space. And finally, the players execute it in training until it's second nature. Just like that, data becomes a drill, which becomes a goal. And because their work is so tightly connected, we're seeing this fascinating new career path emerge. Analysts who totally master the data are now moving into coaching roles. Take James French, for example. He went from being a set play analyst at Liverpool to a set play coach at Manchester City. It just goes to show how a deep analytical foundation can be the perfect springboard for on-pitch coaching. Okay, so all of this preparation leads to one place: match day. This is where the pressure is at its absolute highest, and it's where their distinct roles really, really shine. The coach is right there, in the thick of it. They're the ones leading the final meetings, they're on the touchline yelling instructions, talking directly with the manager and the players. And maybe, most importantly, they're making live adjustments. If plan A isn't working, they're the ones responsible for switching to plan B, right in the middle of a match. Meanwhile, the analyst is the crucial support system, kind of behind the scenes. They're feeding live data and insights to the coach during the match, but their work goes on long after the final whistle. They're the ones doing the deep post-match analysis to see what worked, what didn't, and they immediately start advising on strategy for the next opponent.
So when you bring it all together, what you have isn't two separate jobs. It's one powerful, symbiotic partnership, a true dynamic duo.
At the end of the day, these roles, while super specialized, are profoundly interdependent. I mean, the best data in the world is useless without a coach who can implement it, and the best coach is flying blind without an analyst's insights. They simply cannot be successful without each other.
There's this one quote that just sums it up perfectly. The analyst powers strategy with data. The coach converts this into performance. It's that seamless conversion of information into action that wins matches. Simple as that. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As data and analytics get even more sophisticated, the set play specialist is probably just the beginning. So the question that leaves us with is this: who's going to be the next specialist to join the team?
This video is brought to you by Creative Set Plays, your go-to destination for everything set plays. Visit our website to discover professional set play insights.